Hello, students. Today we are going to discuss a mini mock test, subject biology, question numbers 1 to 45. The topics I'll discuss would be human reproduction, reproductive health, human health and diseases. Coming to the first question here, that says, which is an irreversible method of contraception? Yeah, irreversible method, meaning once adopted, there is no chance of pregnancy. Okay, let's see the options. Option A, vasectomy. B, tubectomy. C, IUD. IUD is a method of contraception, but it is reversible. IUD stands for intrauterine device. Option D says both 1 and D. Now, let's see what vasectomy and tubectomy are. These are your NCIT diagrams. One diagram for vasectomy, the other one for tubectomy. Now, what happens in vasectomy is the vas deferens is cut and tied. And what happens in tubectomy? Fallopian tubes are cut and tied. Okay, both of these block transport of gametes, sperm and egg. So sperms will not be able to travel beyond this point, and here in the female system, the egg won't be able to travel beyond this point. So the irreversible methods of contraception are also called the surgical methods or permanent methods are both A and B. So the answer is option D. Going to the next question, children. Which is a non-steroidal oral contraceptive birth control pill? Non-steroidal pill. Option A, Lipi's loop. It is an IUD, which is a non-medicated type. LNG20 is also an IOD, but hormone releasing type. So since these are two IUDs, they do not fit into this term pill. They are not pills. Coming to option C, Saheli, it is the oral contraceptive pill and it is non-steroidal. One of the safest drugs produced in India itself by CDRI, Central Drug Research Institute of Lucknow. So answer is option C. Going to the third question. Given below are two statements. Statement 1. An ideal contraceptive should be available, effective, reversible, with no or least side effects. This is a true statement from the NCRT. Natural methods work on principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting. This is also absolutely true. So let's see what are the options. A, both statement 1 and 2 are incorrect. This will not be the answer because both are correct. B, statement 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. Again, not the answer. Statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is correct, not the answer. So, lastly, the answer is option B, statement 1 and 2 are both correct. Going to the fourth question, given below are two statements. Again, it needs to be emphasized suitable contraceptive method and its use should always be undertaken in consultation with a qualified medical professional, means a doctor. Absolutely true. Statement 2, one must also remember that contraceptive are very important requirements for the maintenance of reproductive health. No, it's false. You don't need them for maintaining reproductive health. So statement 1 true, statement 2 false. Let's see which is the option. A says both statement 1 and 2 are incorrect, not the answer. B says statement 1 correct, statement 2 incorrect. D is the answer. C says statement 1 incorrect, statement 2 correct, not. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct, also not. So answer is B. Question number 5. The following size, number, temperature are associated with. Let's say, what is A? A is 60 to 80,000. On the other side, there is heart, morula, menopause, menstrual cycle, and primary follicles. We know that 60 to 80 primary follicles are present in the ovary during puberty. So A matches with 5. 28 days menstrual cycle duration. So it goes with 4. 50 years menopause. C goes with 3. 8 to 16 cell stage morula. First month heart is formed. So the answer is A with 5, B with 4, C with 3, and D with 2, and E with 1. So answer is option B. The other options that we could have ruled out is option A says A5, B4, C2. So it goes wrong here. Option C is A4. So in the very beginning, it goes wrong. D says A1, so it's wrong. Coming to sixth question. Which of the following is a correct match? Curable STD. Okay, curable STD is syphilis here. So A goes with 4. Incurable STD, AIDS. So B with 3. Infertility removal means treatment of infertility is GIF. Option 2. Unwanted pregnancy can be corrected by MTP, which is also called medical termination of pregnancy or induced abortion. So D goes with 1. Let's see which is the option that matches. Option A says A4, B3, C2, D1. That is the correct answer. Let's see other options to just rule out if you are making any mistake. A4 correct, B3 correct, C1. Here it goes wrong. A1, the beginning goes wrong. A4, B1. Here it goes wrong. So answer is option A. Seventh question. Given below are two statements. Statement 1, corpus luteum secretes large amount of progesterone. That's correct so far, which is essential for maintenance of myometrium. Myometrium is wrong. It is required for maintenance of endometrium. So far, statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2 says in absence of fertilization, corpus luteum degenerates. 100% correct. So statement 2 is correct. So let's look for an option which says statement 1 is incorrect, 2 is correct. A says both are incorrect, so it's not the answer. 1 correct, 2 incorrect, wrong. 1 incorrect, 2 correct. C is the answer. Let's see what D has to say. 1 and 2 are correct. Answer is option C. Coming to eighth question. Given below are two statements. Again, Government of India legalized MTP in 1974. This is incorrect. It is 1971 with some strict conditions to avoid misuse. So it's false. First one is incorrect. MTP is considered relatively safe during first trimester. It is absolutely true. So let's see what's the answer. Option C is 1 is incorrect, 2 is correct. Answer is option C. Question number 9. In given diagram, identify parts A, B, and C. A is acrosome. B is the head of the sperm. And C is the tail of the sperm. Let's see what should be the answer. A filled with enzymes. Absolutely enzymes. Acrosome is filled with enzymes which are going to help in breaking egg membranes. B says B contains mitochondria. No, head does not contain mitochondria. It is the middle piece that contains mitochondria. C produces energy. Wrong. Tail does not produce energy. Middle piece produces energy. D says both A and B. Since B is wrong, you cannot have the answer as D. So answer is A. Acrosome filled with enzymes. Coming to the 10th question. Given below are two statements. One is assertion A and the other is reason. A primary spermatocyte completes first meiotic division and forms two secondary spermatocytes, each having 23 chromosomes. If you remember, in spermatogenesis, primary spermatocyte, which is a diploid cell, undergoes meiosis 1, becomes 2 secondary spermatocyte. Since it's undergone meiosis 1, it will become haploid. That means it will have 23 chromosomes. So it's a true statement. Next statement, primary oocyte within secondary follicle grows in size and completes its first meiotic division to form a large haploid secondary oocyte and a tiny first polar body. The only part that is wrong here is that the primary oocyte undergoes meiosis within tertiary follicle and not secondary follicle. So statement R is false. So let's say option is B, A is true and R is false. Going to the 11th question, which is the correct matching set. Coming to the pill. The pill prevents ovulation. So A goes with 3. Condom prevents sperm from reaching the cervix. So it goes with 1. Vasectomy. Semen contains no sperm because it blocks the transport of sperm. Copper T is an IUD, so it prevents implantation. Goes with 2. So we'll go with an option which says A3, B1, C4, D2. So answer is option B. Let's see the other options. A3 correct, B1 correct, C4, C2 incorrect. So A goes wrong. Option C says A1. The very first one goes wrong. D says A4. That is also wrong. So answer is option B. Even coming to 12th question, match the development of the fetus in accordance with its correct time during pregnancy. Option A says heart formation 4 weeks. This is right. Limbs and digits are formed 2 weeks. This is wrong. Second month is when limbs and digits are formed. Means 8 weeks. Okay. 12 weeks, hair, eyelids, eyelashes are formed. This is also wrong. It takes 24 weeks for it to form. 4 weeks, external genital organs are formed. It's incorrect. It takes 12 weeks. So answer is option A. Going to the 13th question. Given below are two statements. Statement 1, the release of sperms from seminiferous tubule is called spermiation. This is correct. Statement 2 says spermiogenesis is the process of formation of sperms. So far it is correct from spermatogonia. This is false. Spermiogenesis is formation of sperms from spermatid. So students, we select an option which says statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. So the answer is option B, statement 1 correct, 2 incorrect. The 14th question. If for some reason vasa efferentia in human reproductive system gets blocked, the gametes will not be transported from. Okay. Vasa efferentia transports sperms from testes, or precisely rete testes. Sperms comes to vasa efferentia and then goes to epididymis. So according to the question, if vasa efferentia is blocked, the sperm will not reach from testis to epididymis. So the answer is option B, testis to epididymis. Going to the 15th question. Match the list 1 to 2. Primary spermatocytes have 23 chromosomes? No. Transformed into spermatozoa? They do, but let's see the other option. Released from seminiferous tubules in a process for spermation? No. Periodically undergo meiosis? That's correct. So A goes with 1. B option, secondary spermatocytes have 23 chromosomes. B goes with, I'm sorry, A goes with 4. Undergoes meiosis. Now, once primary spermatocytes undergo meiosis, they become secondary spermatocytes, which become haploid. So, B goes with first option. Have 23 chromosomes. Secondary spermatocytes. C is spermatids. Spermatids are the ones that are transformed into spermatozoa. So, C is 2. And D, sperm is released from seminiferous tubules in a process called spermation. So let's look at the option A4, B1, C2, D3. Answer is option B. Okay, option A also shows AS4, but it's got B3, so it's wrong. Both C and D start wrong with A3. So answer option B. Going to the 16th question. Female accessory ducts include. Okay, female reproductive system has ovaries, oviducts, or what are also called fallopian tubes, uterus, vagina, and uterus has a part called cervix, which is also mentioned in your NCRT as a part of reproductive system separately. So ovaries are main or primary organs. So oviducts, uterus, and vagina, including cervix, is a part of accessory duct. So let's look at the option which gives these three names. Infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus are parts of fallopian tube. So A is not the answer. Oviduct, uterus, vagina looks like the answer. Let's look at C and D. Fallopian tube, ampulla, vagina. Ampulla is a part of fallopian tube. So again, that is not the answer. D, isthmus, uterus, infundibulum. Both isthmus and infundibulum are parts of fallopian tube. So answer is option B. Going to the 17th question. Hepatitis B can be transmitted by. Hepatitis B is caused by a virus called hepatitis B virus. Like HIV, it spreads by sexual contact from the mother to the fetus, by sharing contaminated needles or syringes, and therefore IV drug abusers or drug users are at high risk. So let's see what is the option saying. A says sexual intercourse, right. B says sharing infected needles and surgical instruments, right. From infected mother to the fetus, absolutely right. So answer is option D. Children, we are going to 18th question, which is an incorrect statement. A. ZIF technique is unuseful for women who cannot produce ovum. This is a correct statement. The technique used is GIF. Low sperm count can be tackled by artificial insemination is also right. MTPs are relatively safe during third trimester. This is wrong. They are safe in the first trimester. Government of India legalized MTP in 1971, right? So only wrong option is C. Answer is option C. 18th question. Sorry, 19th question. RCH stands for Reproductive and Child Health Care. Option C. A says reproduction and care of health. No. B says romance with child health. No. And D says all of these. No. So answer is C. 20th question. Family planning in India were initiated in. It was initiated in the year 1951. So answer is B. So direct question from NCRT. 21st question. Mismatched in the following regarding world population is. So you have to find which is a wrong match. In 1900, the world population was 2 billion is correct. In 2000, it became 6 billion is absolutely correct. In 2001, it became 7.2 billion. This is wrong. It became to 7.2 billion in 2011. So answer is option C. Coming to 22nd question. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion, the other is labeled as reason. A. Spermatogenesis starts at the age of puberty. True. The other option is, sorry, the reason is significant increase in gonadotropin releasing hormone. That is also true. GnRH from hypothalamus. So you have to select an option which is both reason A and R are correct, but R is not the correct explanation. Let's see if it is the explanation or not. Spermatogenesis starts at the age of puberty because there is significant increase in secretion of gonadotropin releasing hormone. That's true. So answer is option D. Both A and R are correct. And R is the correct explanation of A. 23rd question. ZIFT, zygote intrafallopian transfer occurs at. ZIFT will occur in the fallopian tube when the baby is up to 8 cell stage. Okay, so option A says only 4 blastomere stage. No, B says up to 8 blastomere stage, right? C 16. So this transfer will be done in uterus. So again, it's not the answer. D 32, again in the uterus. So D is not the answer. Answer is B. Coming to 24th question. There are two statements here again. Both male and female condoms are disposable, self-inserted, and thereby give privacy to the user. Absolutely true. Statement 2. Diaphragm, cervical caps, and volts are also barriers made up of rubber that are inserted into the female tract to cover the cervix during coitus. Again, true. So we'll select an option which says both 1 and 2 are correct. So that is option D. 25th question. In human beings, how many meiotic divisions are required for formation of 1,000 sperms, 250 ova, and 200 zygotes, respectively? Okay. For 1,000 sperms to be formed, primary spermatocytes undergo meiosis. One primary spermatocyte can give rise to 4 sperms. So the ratio is 1 is to 4. So if you have to form 1,000 sperms, you will need 250 primary spermatocytes to undergo meiosis. So there will be 250 meiosis for 1,000 sperms. Then talking about 250 ovum. 250 ovum, the ratio is 1 is to 1. One primary oocyte undergoes meiosis to form 1 ovum. So you will need here 250 meiosis. So for 1000 sperms, you need 250 meiosis, and for 250 ovum, you need 250 meiosis. Now, the next last part of the question says 200 zygotes. So now for 200 zygotes to form, what is required is 200 sperms plus 200 ovum. For 200 sperms to form, we just learned the ratio is 1:4. So you need 50 meiosis. For 200 ova to form, you need 200 meiosis. So for 200 zygotes to be formed, you will need 50 meiosis for sperm production, 200 for egg. So total of 250 meiosis. So what is required is 250 meiosis for 1000 sperms, 250 meiosis for ovum, and 250 meiosis for 200 zygotes to be formed. So answer will be option C. Going to 26th question. Given below are two statements. FSH acts at Leydig cells and stimulates synthesis and secretion of androgen. This is wrong. FSH acts on Sertoli cells. Statement two says LH acts on Sertoli cells. This is wrong here itself. It acts on Leydig cells. So both these statements are incorrect. So we'll select an option which says so. Answer is A. Both 1 and 2 are incorrect. Coming to 27th question. Given below are two statements. Progesterone plays a major role in maintenance of pregnancy. Absolutely correct so far, as well as in mammary gland development. Correct. So one is true. Two says ovary secretes estrogen, progesterone. True so far, but FSH and LH are produced by pituitary. So statement two is false. So we'll look for an option which says one is correct and two is incorrect. That is answer option B. Coming to 28th question. We have to do the correct matching. CDRI is the institute which formed the drug Saheli, and it is placed at Lucknow. So A goes with 4. B, STD, sexually transmitted disease, AIDS. So B is 3. Amniocentesis is a technique that can reveal the fetal sex. So answer is 2. And D, contraceptive, periodic abstinence. It's a natural method of contraception. So D goes with 1. We'll look for an option which says A, 4, B, 3, C, 2, and D, 1. So answer is option A. B, incorrect. A, incorrect because in the very beginning, A goes wrong. Look at D. Sorry. B and D go wrong because A is 4 correct, but B 3 correct, C 1 goes wrong. C goes wrong because A 4 is right, but B 2 is incorrect. D goes wrong because A 1 is incorrect. So we come to the answer option A. Coming to 29th question. Again, correct matching. Periodic abstinence is a natural method of contraception. So A goes with 4. IMR is infant mortality rate. So it's related to infant. B3. C, MMR, maternal mortality rate. So related to mother. Second option. And pill, Saheli. D is 1. So we'll go with option which says A4, B3, C2, D1. A4 right. A4 right. Okay. B3 correct. C2 correct. D1 correct. So answer is option A. Let's see if B is right. No. This is right. B3 right. C1 incorrect. A1 incorrect. A3 incorrect. So answer option A. Coming to 30th question. Given below are some reasons which affect health of human beings. Identify the correct ones. Okay. Genetic disorders, correct. Infections, right. Lifestyle, yes. Mental state, yes. So answer should be all of these. Coming to 31st question. The discovery of blood circulation by William Harvey used experimental method and the demonstration of dash with black bile using thermometer disproved the good humor hypothesis of health. Children, the good humor hypothesis believed that people having black biles have fever. Means what? High temperature. Now, after blood circulation was proved by William Harvey, and people having black biles temperature was measured, their temperature was found to be normal. That's why this good humor hypothesis got rejected. So answer is option C. This is from the very first page of health and disease chapter in the NCERT. Going to 32nd question. Select the correct option with respect to maintaining good health. 1. Balanced diet, personal hygiene, regular exercise. Correct. Yoga to achieve mental health only. No, it is wrong because yoga can achieve physical health too. So 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. 3. Awareness about diseases and their effect on different body functions. Right. Vaccination against infectious disease. Correct. Proper disposal of waste and control of vectors. Correct. So answer should have option 1, 3, 4, 5. Answer is option C. 1 is wrong because 2 is wrong. Here also 2 is there. And here option D, 1, 3, 4 is missing. So answer is option C. Coming to 33rd question. Which of the following vaccine has been produced from yeast by recombinant DNA technology? The answer is hepatitis B, directly NCERT Health and Disease chapter concept. 34th question. Match the column 1 with column 2. Sustained high fever 39 to 40 degrees is a typhoid symptom. So A goes with Q. Fingernail turn gray to blue. It's a pneumonia symptom. So it goes with P. Nasal congestion and discharge, common cold, R. Stools with mucus and blood, amoebiasis, S. So we look for an option which has the AQ. So A goes away, B no, C no. Answer is D. AQ, B, P, C, R, B, S. Mark the incorrect statement with respect to Entamoeba histolytica. It's a protozoan parasite of human, right? It is characterized by constipation and abdominal pain, correct? It's a parasite of small intestine of man. This is incorrect. It's a parasite of large intestine. So answer most likely should be C. Let's see D option. Housefly act as mechanical carriers serve to transmit parasite from feces of infected person to food and food products. Absolutely right. So answer is option C. Going to 36th question. Let's match the columns again. Amoebiasis, use of sterilized food and water because it spreads by contaminated food and water. So it should be Q. Diphtheria is prevented by DPT vaccine. DPT vaccine prevents diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus, 3 diseases. So answer should be B with R. Malaria. Malaria is spread by mosquito and gambusia is a fish that eats mosquito larvae. Okay, so it goes with P. Dengue is caused by a virus and spread by Aedes mosquito. So it goes with S. So the correct option is D. A Q B R C P D S. 37th question. Common cold differs from pneumonia in that pneumonia is communicable while common cold is deficiency. No, wrong. Common cold is also communicable. It is spread by droplet infection or touching articles in contact with patient can be prevented by vaccine, while common cold has no vaccine. Wrong. There are vaccines for common cold also. Pneumonia is caused by virus, while cold is caused by bacterium. Wrong. Common cold is caused by a virus, whereas pneumonia is caused by a bacteria. D. Pneumonia infects alveoli. True. While common cold affects nose and respiratory passage, but not lungs. Absolutely correct. So answer is option D. Okay. In fact, your NCRT says common cold is a upper respiratory tract infection and does not affect lungs. Coming to 38th question. Internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia, blockage of intestinal passage are common symptoms of. Children, all of these are symptoms of ascariasis. Coming to 39th question. Filarial worm that causes elephantiasis belongs to which phylum? The filarial worm is a worm called Wuchereria bancrofti, and it belongs to phylum number 5, Escalminthus. So answer is option B. Coming to 40th question. Those who take drugs intravenously are more likely to acquire AIDS and hepatitis B. Absolutely true. Chronic use of drugs, alcohol damages nervous system and liver. Absolutely true. So we'll have to look for an option which says both statements are correct. So answer is 41st question. The symptoms or side effects of anabolic steroids seen in males has an exception. So you have to look for the side effects that are not found in males. Increased aggressiveness found, mood swings found, liver dysfunction found, excessive hair growth on face and body. These are found in females. So answer is D. Coming to 42nd question. A person has developed interferons in the body. You have to remember interferons are antiviral substances. These are produced only when a person has virus infection. So the question is, he seems to carry the infection off. So here you have to look for an option which is viral. Cholera is caused by a bacteria, Vibrio cholerae. Malaria is caused by protozoa. TB is caused by tuberculosis is caused by a bacteria. That leaves us with option D, dengue, which is caused by dengue virus. So answer is option D. So if a person shows high levels of interferons, he's likely to suffer from dengue out of these four diseases. Coming to 43rd question. Primary and secondary immune response are carried out with the help of two special types of cells. They are now primary and secondary response is both a part of acquired immunity. And you know, acquired immunity is carried out by T and B lymphocytes. So A says macrophages, it's a part of innate immunity, so not the answer. B is B and T cells, so B is the answer. C is neutrophils, innate immunity. D says monocytes, again innate immunity. So answer is option B. Coming to 44th question, mark the correct statement. The anamnestic or the secondary response against a pathogen is highly intensified. This is correct, but we'll still go to option B, C, and D. T lymphocytes produce antibody. That's wrong. It's B lymphocytes that produce antibody. B lymphocyte produce cell-mediated response. It's incorrect. It is antibody-mediated response. D, antibody is represented by H2L4. No, it's represented by H2L2. Answer is option A. Coming to the 45th or the last question. Who is the initiator of lab to land food security and other environmental programs? Option A, H.G. Khurana. B, Homi Baba. C, M.S. Swaminathan. D, C.N.R. Rao. This is from the introduction of biology in human welfare section. The answer is M.S. Swaminathan, who is also the father of Green Revolution in India. So if you go to that page, you will be able to see this. So that brings us to the end of 45 questions from zoology section. Wishing you all the best for further exams. God bless you, children.